Good day. Today we're going to do lesson plan 16, grade 3, term 2. The topic is addition and subtraction 0 to 400. It links to worksheet 37A and B in the DBE Workbook. You can see here, I just quickly want to stop at this point because you will see different learners, and these different learners are using different methods. A lot of time we will say no, but we only use one method, or we only use one that we used to. Remember, these different methods or techniques that we're doing at this stage is so learners can really understand number concept, and each of these techniques then leads later on to other mathematical concepts that they need, for instance, in grade 6, 7, and 8. A lot of times people say to me that they can't understand why they can't do maths in grade 7 and 8. It's because we quickly want to do one method or technique so the children can quickly get through their work and we can quickly show work in a book. But we don't think of the implications that it will have at a later age or stage in their lives. So please have a look at all of them, and don't skip them. If you want to support where we can help you to explain it in an easier way, make a short video, please contact us. So let's quickly go to the lesson plan. So the lesson plan, this is your link then to the caps. I want you to pause and have a look. Then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the resources. You need to plan and prepare for that. And then we got the dictionary, the words for today. Then we're going to come to the daily routine, counting and mental mathematics. So the daily routine, you're going to ask these questions. Then for your counting activities, we're going to look at multiples of 2s to 500. Remember, we're not going to ask the child to count in 2s up to 500. We'll rather give them a starting point. For instance, like 202, and you're going to count up to 220. Then you count forwards, then you count backwards. Remember, counting in 2s, we still need to show this on a concrete level or the representative level by using our counting library that you can download from the SA Teacher eStore. Remember, if they see numbers in context, they understand it better. So I want you to go to the counting, then pause, do the activity, and then we will come back. Okay, welcome back. So the mental maths today it's almost like a fun activity that they're going to do and what you will tell them is today you're going to create your own mental maths sums. But there's one rule. You need to use the numbers the teacher or the parent is giving to the child. So here we got 34, 14, 20. Now you can already see that we can say 34 minus 14 is 20. We can also say 20 plus 14 is 34. We can also say 14 plus 20 is 34. So let them make up their own sums. I want them to write it down and give an answer, or they can simply do it orally. Remember, if they get something wrong, ask them, how did you get the answer? By them explaining to you, you can pick up where they made the mistakes. So I want you to pause and I want you to do the counting and the mental maths activities. Okay, so let's quickly start at the concept development. Here is very important where you're going to give them the bonds of 10, of 20, and 30. You can just quickly ask them these questions. So remember, if you're going to ask the blue and they're going to give you the answer every time, they're going to realize every time it's 10, it's 20, it's 30. So what you could rather do as an introduction activity is how many number sentences can you make that will give me an answer of 10? You only need to use addition. Here again is how many number sentences you can make to give me an answer of 20 and then 30. Or you can give me 5 examples of each. You will know what's the level and what level your child can work at. So I want you to pause here and then do this activity. So welcome back. So what we're going to focus is we're going to focus on adding 10 to a number and adding 100 to a number. So first what we're going to do is we're going to give the learner a number, 65. They need to show it then with the base 10 blocks and with the place value cards. Remember again why we're doing this is that we in line with international models. So what we can do is we can see it on the representative level. We can show it with the float cards, place value cards by placing the 5 on top of the units position. So we show 65, then we're going to need to add 10. Now simply what we do here is we're going to add a tens rod, and then this card, your tens card, is going to change into a 70, and we got 75. This might sometimes feel as a lengthy process, but rather do one or two of these than just quickly say that 65 plus 10 equals to 75. That's only on the abstract level. What we need to do is we need to work on the concrete and the representative level as well. So I want you to pause here and then do the activities where we focus on add 10. You can add a few more if you want to. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do on add 100. So we're going to do exactly the same. So we're going to have 100, 5, and 40. And every time we're going to add 100. And we're going to represent it by using our base 10 blocks and our place value cards. I want you to pause and do the activity on adding 100. Okay, welcome back. So the next step, what we're going to do is I'm going to focus on the concrete level, but I'm going to explain both sides. But here on the concrete level, you can anytime use the base 10 blocks and the float cards at the same time. So we're going to have 286 plus 12. So what we're going to ask the learners first is to show us 286 with the base 10 blocks. Then what we're going to do is we're going to break up the 12, the second number, into tens and units. And we're going to add then 10 to that number, 286, and we got 296. And then we're going to add the units to it, and we got 298. So I want you to pause and I want you to do then these two examples exactly like we did in the first explanation. So pause and do this first, and then you do these two. Welcome back. So let's look at the representative level. Now here again, it's exactly the same what we said here. Here we use the base 10 blocks, and you could use the float cards as well at the same time. Here what we can do is we can use the float cards and we can show it with the base 10 blocks at the same time. So we got 342 plus 50. So we pack out 342. So we're going to pack it out like this, or they can place it on top of each other. Then we're going to break up the second number into a 10 and a 5. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add the 10. So now what we do is when we add the 10s, we need to replace the 40 card with a 50 card. Then we're going to add the units. So if we're going to add the 5, we need to replace the 2 units card with a 7 because we added the 5 and the 2. I want you to do this example then with your child or learners, and then you're going to do these two examples practically as well. Then we're going to come to the problem solving. So the problem solving, I want you to solve the problem by using your base 10 and float card simultaneously, where they then explain it to you. And then what they can do is they can go and write it on a piece of paper, what they did here. They can even add drawings to it. Okay, let's then go to the worksheet. So the worksheet, you will see here, the top, this table is then in the abstract form. Remember again, if they struggle, you can still use your base 10 blocks and your float cards. We got question 2, question 3, and then we come to the problem solving that we already dealt with, the consolidation. If you got all yeses, we carry on with the next lesson. If you got no's, you need to revise certain activities or questions, or you need to contact us at SA Teacher.